poor Nellie Gray, they have taken you away. And I'll never see my darling anymore. I am sitting by our river, and I'm weeping all the day. Why you gone from the Kentucky shore?
And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And red fish, blue fish. Fish, two fish. And red fish, blue fish. Two fish. And red fish, blue fish. Two fish. And red fish, blue fish. Okay, Twitch is sounding good. Let's check YouTube. sounding good. Let's check YouTube. YouTube is good. Atherin is in the house, baby. Happy National Devil's Food Cake Day. So there we go. Cakes, devil cakes. I don't think Charles is going to be with us tonight. I think he's sleeping. So here you go. I think I can hear myself in the background somewhere. I can hear something. That's quiet. What's going on over here? There we go. There's just a little bit of sound coming from Twitch. Ooh, you believe in God's feud cake, not the devil's? So, I know. Devil horn baby. I wasn't happy with. I'm working on a Neo Showgirl outfit, and I wasn't happy with how the headpiece is. So I think I'm going to rework that. So we're going to pick that up for where we left off. Maybe yesterday, which that is not. That is another outfit. That's the stringy outfit, which may have exploded while I was working on it earlier today. We're going to get rid of those. Let's do Open Recent and Cyber Neon. Don't save. I'm not happy with that. I'm going to rework it. I'm going to try to make that better. It's just a little wonky. That was going to be like a neon headpiece, but it's just sitting a little wonkier than I like. So I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to hide it, because that's the way we roll around here. I'm going to restart with a cylinder, and I'm going to chop it out. I think we started that with a cylinder yesterday, so here, let's do that. Shift A, mesh, cylinder. I gotta count this out. So 16, 8, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna think about this. Actually, I need 1, 2. Wait. So this is taking. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I need to double this. 64. I'm trying to think how I'm going to set this up. Is what I'm doing here. So I'm going to do 64 of these. We're going to get rid of everything but a quarter of it, and then go from there. So I'll do this from the top. We'll go into point mode. We've got X-ray going on. So what I'm going to do is just select that and invert and delete. And that's what I want to start with. And I'm going to add some cuts in here. So I'm going to have 2 rows through there. And then these are going to come up into about here. So I'm going to get all of these evened out. And we'll start over here. And then we're going to delete. You know what? I don't actually need that. I can just use these and I'll pull them down. We'll get out of that. So I want to come down here, here, and here. 1, 2, 3. Skip. 1, 2, 3. Skip. 1, 2, 3. Skip. And then everything else out to here. And those are going to be the tops that I'm going to turn into curves. And I want these lower. And then I want these lower. Yeah, I'm going the right way. I want those lower. I want these lower. And I want this one lower. Like that. And then I'm going to get rid of these. Get rid of that. And that. And that. So that's roughly Now we're going to smooth that out into nice pretty curves. I'm going to extend this one just for a minute because it's going to do something. I know, can I bevel that? Control Shift B. Actually, I can't. So I might do that. And then fix that. Actually, I have to kind of fix that up. So I'm going to cheat this just a little bit. I'm going to extrude just so I can get a nicer curve on that. So I'm going to extrude that, pull it out. I'm just going to line that up exactly where that is, except on the other side. There's a plan here. Once I'm done getting that curve in there, I'm going to delete this out. Control V. That's not. Let's try that again. Let's select that, copy that, come over here, paste that, paste that. I did the wrong thing. Damn it. I hit a copy instead of a paste. Okay, copy. Nope, I didn't do it again. I have to select that, copy. Select that, and then paste, and then make that positive. Yay. Okay, you are this number right here. So we're going to put you right there. Like that. So subtle, it is nearly imperceptible. And then I want that point, which is that right there. And we're going to put that right there. Beautiful. That's what we're looking for. And then I'm going to bevel these points out. Try to get a nice even. And then I'm going to kind of do the same thing down here. And I think we're going to pull the tops. Actually, I should pull the tops out first. And we're just going to scale, but not on the Z. I'm going to make sure that 3D cursor is right in the center. Probably close enough. Let's set this to work off the 3D cursor. I'm going to scale, but not the Z, and just kind of pull those out a little bit like so. And then what I want to do is round those out. So Control Shift and B. Like so. I got a whole bunch of extra jet garbage in here that we got to clean out on each of these. Actually, let's try this. If I just dissolve these. I know that gives me a couple n-gons, but that's okay. I'm not worrying about that right now. Dissolve edges. No, I didn't want to do that. I want it to go away, but I want it to leave the point. Let's try that again. Why did you... Only edges and faces. There we go. This is actually what I wanted. I do have a devil's food cake, by the way. It's a devil dog. There we go. Happy National Devil's Food Cake Day. They look wider in the picture. Control Shift B. And then we just kind of round that out until they sort of even like that. You know what? They're not exactly flat, but I can live with that. And then what I want to do is I want to round these out, but I'm going to remove all of this stuff first. So I think I can just clickety, 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 click, 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 like so. And then just dissolve. And that leaves these edges. Oh, Oh, yeah. Let's get that one too. There we go. And you know what I don't need anymore? I don't need these, right? Because we're going to mirror this. These I can just delete, I think. We're getting there. I'm not going to need these pieces here. And then I can just grab these. Although, you know what? I think I'm going to tweak this a little bit. I'm going to shift. Actually, let's not. Let's just go from here to here. Shift D that. And I'm going to use that later. You I don't need. Oh, I should have just gotten rid of the verts. And I'm going to use these in a second. So I'm going to keep them here for now. And we're going to curve these out. So we'll use the bevel on them. I'm going to convert this into a curve, but I'm not going to do any fancy curving things. I'm just going to use all these points to give me my, so that's looking so much neater than what I had before. I think I can live with that. And then I'm going to curve these corners out like that. Hey, Willie, how are you doing? I think I might actually pull these back a little bit. Like so. I'm making a headband. I'm redoing what I did yesterday because it wasn't looking neat. I've come up with a way to make it look neater today. So that's what we are doing right now. And I'm just going to extrude those. And just bring that up like so. And we'll just come over here. And I'm just going to eyeball those into place. And then I'm going to scale them out, but not on the Z like I had done earlier. Just these points here. And then scale, but not Z. So we kind of get them kind of sitting in here somewhere. Maybe a little bit farther, scale, but not Z. I want them to kind of come up towards in the middles of those, and that's looking about right. I think that's going to do. And then here, I'm going to just pull these down a little bit, and maybe we'll curve that out. Do a little extrude, and pull those down. You know what? I'm going to attach those to these at some point, and we'll put a little bit of a curve right in here. I don't think I need as many points in there as I do elsewhere. Just a few like that would probably be good. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Now I'm going to convert these into neon tubes. Oh, let's give Willie a shout out. Dum, dum, dum. Okay. This time I'm going to copy. I'm going to name you Headpiece now. What are you? You're Jank. I'm going to get rid of you. Now I'm going to actually, you know what? Let's archive you. Neon Headpiece old. Let's try that again. New collection. Archive. I will probably never use this again. But as soon as I delete it, I'm going to wish I hadn't. All right. Let's fit this to the head. Let's do that. Tab. Select all. We're going to scale, but not on the Z, towards the based on the 3D cursor, which you already have selected. So scale, not Z. No, I want to scale on the Z. I just don't want to, You know what? I'm going to move you up. Let's do that. Let's move the 3D cursor up to, I don't know, 1.3, 1.5. I'm going to try to maybe 1.6. Just a little higher. 1.62. 1.65. Okay, I think we'll scale on that. So I'm just going to move this up first. And then scale. Eventually we'll hit that head. I've gotten into the head. All right, we're going to have to squishy this a little bit to one side. Scale X. It's going to fit like that. I'm probably going to pull, we're going to arrange it so kind of sit like so. You know what? That might do the trick. Or alternately, I can, maybe just, oops. I apparently didn't select everything. Let's try that again. And then scale. And maybe bring it down. It's got some interesting shape to it, which I'm not completely opposed to. I think this might do the trick. All right, we're going to now call Union headpiece. Probably a better term for that. And then I'm going to dupe that. We're going to drag you over into the archive. We're going to come back over here. We're going to convert this to curves. Where is it? Convert to curve. And then over here, we can do the thickness thing. We'll do the round. We'll do 0.002 to start with. So that's a radius of 2 millimeters, which gives me a diameter of 4, which actually is not too bad. It's in the ballpark. Is that thicker than I want? I kind of like that. Shade smooth. And if I have to, I can sub-D that to make it a little smoother, maybe. I'm going to tweak these so they bury in here a little bit better. We're going to put little roundy caps on here. This I'm going to have to chop in half because when I mirror this, so here we're going to shift D this again. That goes over here into the archive. Come back into here. We're going to convert this to a mesh. Convert to mesh. There we go. I can come in here. I'm going to delete half of this because we're going to put a mirror modifier on this at some point. Let's see if we can just get something like that. I think I'm good. I'm going to round these, but I'm not going to round that one. So here's what we're going to do with these. We're going to put faces on these. Put a face there. Put a face there. Put a face there. So I'm going to bevel those so they get rounded off on the ends. Put a face there. And then, you know what? We'll do this one. I'll do these one at a time. I'll do an inset and then a merge at the center. And we'll do that for all of these. Then we can come back and pull this up. I'm not sure if I could do more of the one or... Yeah, we'll just do one at a time. And then after I do the mirroring, we'll do it to the center one. Okay. These I can all bevel at the same time. That, and that. And I can just switch to 2. Ah, I lost it. Missed. Missed again. Missed again. All right, we're good. Control B. Like that. Let's add a little more to it. There we go. Now they got little round caps. I think I'm good. I'm going to move these so they center up. If they don't line up perfectly, we'll set them back just a little bit. Missed. There we go. Dang it. And alrighty. So what we want to do is, I'm going to look at this straight on. We'll just zoom in. I'm going to line that up right on that center line there. Should be good enough. Looks relatively neat. At the very worst, it might be hanging out on the back a little bit, but you can't see that because we have cleverly hidden it. Yeah, I think that might be good. I think I'm ready to mirror this. There's going to be 2 materials on this, neon 1 and neon 2. So let's put a mirror modifier on here. And then having done this, I'm going to do something similar, and we're going to kind of make a tail thing that'll come off the back. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe along. And they're going to angle. They're going to connect to a little box in the back. I'm going to have to line that up with the outfit, and they're going to kind of angle back a little bit. Or maybe, and then drop them down. Pull them out, drop them down. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing I did with this, with the cylinders. And they'll have the same kind of look. They'll have these weird little floaty pieces in the middle. If I were really neurotic, I would connect these somehow. You know what I might do is I might just put little cylinders that'll be dark running through here. Maybe one here and one here on each side. And that's my justification for how it's all held together instead of this just floating there. You know what? Let's do that. I'm just gonna, you know what? We're just gonna pop in. I'm gonna grab 2 of these, that, and I'm gonna skip that one, and we're gonna do this one here. If I can just get, there we go. So I'm just gonna Shift D those and bring them down. So I want them to be thin. So we're going to do individual origins. And we're just going to scale those so we can just make them smaller like that. Little tubes. And then we're just going to pull these up like that. Hit an extrude. And just pull that down. Like so. And those are just little connecty pieces that justify how this whole thing is kind of floating there. And I'm just going to call that, you know what, I'm going to call that Neon 3 for the heck of it. Although I'm probably just going to make it black or clear or something. We're just going to make it clear glass. There we go. I'm wondering if I want to put a core in this. I'm thinking, you know, maybe I should add a core. And then we could do a neon core. It's going to be a little complicated. I think we can extrude along normals and bring it in a little bit. And then we could kind of make this a colored transparent on top of it. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? That's what we're going to do, though. We're totally going to do that. Right after, I think after we... All right, we're going to duplicate this and save it again. Okay, Shift D. You go off into the archive, back into here. I'm going to assign these materials right now. Neon 1, Neon 2. This will be Neon 3, which I'm probably not actually going to make a neon out of. But let's do so. There we go. And it's going to be a headpiece. Actually, let me see what does the internet actually call this stuff. I've just been calling them headpieces for lack of a better. Let's say show. I'm googling over on screen too. Show girl costume. And let's see what it refers to that is as the part that you wear on your head. Does it say? What are you buying? Let's see if I can find. So I just Googled this. I think this is Etsy. So what actually are we getting here? Is there a description? Did you not describe your product? No, because you probably are some drop shipper getting this from some company in China and actually adding a description costs money. So we're not going to look at that one anymore. Let me see if we can find something. Let's go shopping over here and see if we can find something that actually lists. There it is. It's called a headpiece. Okay. I had it right. Feathered headpiece. We're good to go. I'm sticking with that. My natural, sometimes I actually know what I'm doing. All right, your headpiece. Neon headpiece. So everything's going to be headpiece, yada, yada, yada. Headpiece, neon, 01. So everything's headpiece, neon, 01. We're going to do a 2. And I'm just going to copy this because I'm lazy that way. I'm going to say new, Control V, and 2. And new, Control V, and 3. Then I'm going to say neon glass. So these are actually going to be the neon glass. We're going to make the cores that are going to be the neons on the inside. Okay, moving along. I'm only going to have 2 neon glasses because these are just going to be straight up neons, which are probably just going to be glass. But I'm cheating. I'm going to call it neon 3 just in case I change my mind and decide I want to put a... No, I'm going to do that. I could call it connector. I'm going to leave it that way. Never mind. I'm overthinking. Stop. That I don't need. That's a material too far. There we go. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now we're going to come in here and we're going to assign some more materials. I'm going to assign materials to this first, and then once they get on the inside, they're really hard. They'll be hard to select, but they'll already have these materials assigned to them, so I don't have to worry about it. And we're just going to smart UV map this later on, so it's going to look like a hot mess, but we'll just, we won't actually use textures. We'll probably just use shaders with no textures on these. Control L, there we go. So that's neon 2. And then that and that. Those are going to be neon 3. And then what I want to do is nothing selected. So I'm going to select that. And I'm going to select that. And I'm going to shift D. And then I'm going to is it control F? The tight part is probably going to be these little tips. So let's see how that works out. So we may get some weird control F. Extrude faces along normals. So we're just going to bring you in a little bit like that. I'm going to shift H so we can kind of see what we're doing here. Okay, I've zoomed in too far. Let's fix the view. We're going to change the clipping start to, right now it's like 10 millimeters. We'll make that a millimeter. Actually, I like that. I think those are good. Do I want that to actually be a little bit smaller, maybe? Also, I may have, you know what, maybe a little bit smaller. I think I'll go with that. Let me check that tip. You know, the tips are flattened out a little bit. That's okay. I think that'll work. I've got these weird little things on the ends. We're going to clean those up. They're not selected. You know what? That means we can just control I and kill those. Sweet. Did you? Yeah, control I. And delete. So these are the faces that weren't selected initially. So these are the edges that got created. So I can just delete all of those off in one fell swoop. Nope, did I just, I think I just did faces only or something. Let's try that again. Delete. Faces. I got some stuff left over. See, I got these weird edges. I guess I just have to get in here and clear those up, right? Or those left over, you know, that's probably from the stuff I can't see. I think we're good. We're good. That's the stuff I hit. It's all good. I think this is good. So these are now the neons, neon 1 and neon 2. So out here, we're going to reassign. So Alt H, bring everything back. Now I've got these cores that I can do stupid tricks with. And you know what? I'm going to turn the X-ray off because this makes it easier to just select. I don't want you. I just want. Actually, I do want. So that is neon glass 1. These are all neon glass 2. And I think I'm good. Oh, I gotta round you out. That'll be fine. So this. Okay, you're off a little bit. I'm thinking. These things are off. These things need to be all zeroed out, I think. Actually, here's the trick we're going to do. Scale X0, because they all probably should be like that. What are you? Oh, that's, oh. Anyway, let's hide the mirror for a second. Or a minute. There's my problem. I think I've got faces in here that I don't need. And then what I got going on here. I feel like I screwed something up here. Yeah, that's what I thought. I somehow duplicate faces on there. Did I? Is that the case with everything? Did I really screw the pooch? I did. I must have. This is the reason why we made backups. Let's go back. So I think I monked that. So we're gonna go back. Let's see where I left off with this. So this is before we. Um, this is before we started the face extruding. Okay, I should probably finish this. Yeah, I'm gonna put. Can I just fill that? That's probably good enough. We're just gonna do this. I'm just gonna get rid of you. I did get rid of that edge. We're gonna move you to the center. Okay, I'm gonna do that bevel thing. Like so. Okay, I think. All right, we're gonna take another stab at doing it. I think I did 2 face extrudes and it kind of did weird stuff. So I'm gonna try to be really careful with my face extrude this time. All right, Shift D. I'm gonna bring you over here. I'm gonna change your name to no numbers. And we're gonna come in here. And we're going to switch to faces, come over to materials. Oh no, I lost my materials. Doy. Fine. I should have, you know what? We'll set the materials up and then we'll save it. I'm going to remember to do that this time. Headpiece neon. 01, there we go. 2, 3. Oops. You're glass 1. And you're going to be glass 2. Okay, we're good. And then we're going to assign. So everything right now is neon 1. That's all neon 2. These are all neon 3. Then we're just going to select 1 and 2. I'm going to Shift D that. Is this where my problems came? Nope. I got too much stuff selected. Let's try this again. And I'm just going to double check and make sure that I'm not going. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Select 1. You know what? You're not. You guys are supposed to be 3. That's my problem. Neon 3. Assign. Okay, let's try this again. That's better. Looking good. Okay, we're going to Shift DU and then Shift H. So I hit everything that isn't selected right now. And then we're just going to Control F and faces along normals and just bring you. Oh, you're on the inside. I see. I can't see you. All right, we're going to try that again. and Alt H. Okay, we're good. Okay, so what was I going to do? I was going to Shift D that. Shift H hides everything that isn't this. So we have an outside layer, and this is going to become the inside layer. I'm going to activate that. And then we're going to Control F. And there we go. And then when I Shift H, this should go away. And this is where I think I got my double layer from. So, is it Alt I, Control I, Control I? There we go. Delete. Faces. I can almost bet all of this is, let's take a look at our face orientation. Oh, I see no red. Is that right? I'm going to get inside one of these tubes so I can see red. There it is. Okay, we are oriented the right way. I think this is good. So these are all neons. Then the outside, Alt H. Then we're just going to make these the glass. There we go. Control L. I have one more over here I gotta get. I'm clicking just on the outside, so I'm getting just the glass and not the tube on the, or the part on the inside. There we go. You are going to be glass too. Oh, these are backwards though. Good thing I checked. Control L. I think when I did the extrude, I went the direction it wasn't expecting. I confused it. Let's flip those. All right, we're good. I think this is good. All right, we're backing up again. Shift D. That's going to go into the archive. We're going to apply the mirror, and I'm going to just smart map this because I'm going to be a slacker that way. We got the shade smooth going, and then we'll pop it in the DAZ and see if it looks cool or not. What have we got? I spent almost an hour doing this. I kind of like it though. That looks a lot cleaner than what I had, I think. And the little weird bend at the tips is kind of cool. All right, I'm going to apply my modifier to this one. Go over to UV editing. 3A, U. We'll just do a quick and dirty smart project. And you know what? Let's see what Packmaster can do with this. It's a little bit better. I'm going to call that good. I'm just going to use shaders on this, though. We're just going to use kind of a tinted glass with a glowy core. So we'll see how that works out. I got a name for this. Back over here. Let's hit save. Let's hit save. Let's export you. Cyber Neon headpiece. Use the DAZ thing, so we're doing the selected only. Activate DAZ Studio. So I have this to fit the feminine shape. I think for the tail, I'm going to build a cylinder that'll come out here, and then we'll deform it from there. Also, I should probably, you know what, I'm going to load in the outfit so I can see where I need to kind of put my faux attachment on the back. DAZ may have opened by now. Let's do an import. I think this is just the G9. There we go. So I'm going to put a thing. It's just going to attach right here. I'm not sure. It's just going to like be a little box or something. I'm going to do the tube. Actually, it's probably going to. I'm going to kind of do the tube shape first. They gotta kind of come way out, and then I wanted to spark out further this way, and I don't really want any dropping down here, so I'll probably have like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 or 6. And it's going to be kind of the same pattern because I'm thematically it works. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. There we go. Hello, Daz. All right, let's get our G9 in here. I probably should just, I'm just going to save it up a little bit. Let's import. That's my import button. I was working on Diamond Drops earlier, but we are working on Cyber Neon now. Whip, and I want the headpiece. And I'm going to open that up. Accept that. You know what? That just needs to maybe go up just a little bit on the dude head, right? And I'm just going to put my materials on here, and we'll see how it's looking. Let's come over here to surfaces. Actually, so I think, I have this set for the female. So it's going to set kind of like that. So if I parent this to the head now, yeah, that's fine. All right, now comes the experiment. I'm gonna put metal on on 3, and we'll just make that kind of a dark. Remember our rule. We don't use pure black. And these, I'm just going to chuck a glass shader on. And maybe we'll give them a base color. What is it? It's like blue and purple, or purple and red, or I forget. What are the cyberpunk colors? I'm going to Google that over here just in case we get cyber porn again. Cyberpunk palette. Yeah, that's purples and blues. We'll just do purples and blues. We'll put blue on the outside and purple on the inside. And I don't really see anything going on there, but we'll figure it out. That's more apparent. So maybe, and I'm not sure if that's going to show up very well or not. Oh, I didn't change you. I must not have said the magic word. Please. That's better. I'm just going to turn these to emissives right now. And we'll just play with this. We'll switch the color on the emissives in just a second. But we'll start with this. I'm going to switch over to iRay. So hopefully the stream doesn't get too slow. Okay, so that's a little bright. But it looks kind of cool. but it's just blowing out everything else. So we're going to tweak down the luminosity way down. I'll start at 100 and we'll work our way up from there. And you can kind of see the glass on the outside of the core. You know what? I think it probably should be a little brighter. That's it. I wonder if I should have made those thinner. Now's the time to change it. Yeah, I think we're going to pop back in there and just make these thinner. And then we'll just update this geometry. Actually, the geometry is going to be different probably. But anywho, so if we change the emissive colors on these, and I'm going to probably make that a little less transparent or something. Let's see how that works out. Is that temperature? These are cooler colors, so that temperature should probably be higher, so that's probably fine. If I just make you blue, kind of like that. All right, let's play with the glass a little bit more. I think this has to do with the refraction or something is how it's done. Oh, how are you done? Refraction index, refraction weight, we say 0.5. That gives us a lot more color on the glass. Does that make it too... No, that kind of works. And I can probably punch up. Maybe punch this up then. No, it's not getting out. Am I on the right one? I think I'm on the right one. All right, let's tweak the see if we can tweak the glass. Make that white. All right, let's stop this. I'm gonna redo this so these are a lot thinner. So you know what? I'm gonna just lose that, and we'll come back to that and play with it later. And I might just cheat. Oh, hold on a second. Somebody left his Outlook open again. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Let's turn Iray off in here. I can hear it running the fans. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this and we're going to try to make those thinner now. So it's another Shift D. You get archived. We come back into here. We go back into edit mode and we're going to select just the neons. Neon, select that. You know what, maybe I'll just, yeah, let's select that. And select that. And we'll hide everything. And I'm going to watch these tips as they get smaller just to make sure nothing bad happens. So Control F, extrude along normals. That something bad happened. I'm moving. So here, let's not do a negative offset there. Let's do a 0.001. Too much. So that's a millimeter. That's a tenth of a millimeter. 0.00001. 0.00001. I'm not going the right way. That's the problem is I got to go negative. Negative 0.0001. I don't think that was enough. I think we need to go maybe negative 0.0002. Negative 0.0005. And I can't tell. I'm getting a little weird mushroom in here, right? So I've gone too far. Minus 0.0003. Minus 0.0004. No, now I'm getting the weird mushroom again. You know what? That's fine. I'm going to just manually clear those up. Control I. Delete. Faces. And I'll just manually figure out how to do this. That's not what I want. That's what I want. Oh, part of you. So I don't want to grab that. Maybe I should just merge that together and call it a day. So, you know what? Yeah, we'll just do that and then I'll just fix all of those. Did I already convert you over to do we still have a mirror modifier on you? We don't. Okay, so I just have to fix all of these ends. Oh, that's nasty. Did you not merge? You know what? This is why we make the backups. Oh, that's a nasty little shape. That's what's going on there. You look like you did. Probably happened. I didn't. When it mirrored, or I probably got an extra face or something in there. How do I get at you? Well, there you are. What a weird little doohickey you are. I don't know if that, so when I'm going to do my cleanup, what I need to do is maybe delete out these. I want to try something here. And I keep clicking on the wrong thing. So if I dissolve that, and if I do that, all right, let's do this in baby steps. Let's select you. And I think what happens if I can dissolve, so we can just do, so you're going to end up like that. Oh, I got to hide. I got to hide everything else. And then we're going to do this. And then I think I can just dissolve some of those out. I was supposed to be Control-I, delete faces. And then is it just as simple as maybe getting rid of, nope. Nope. Oh, let's try dissolving. Maybe. Yeah, that'll do. How are you looking? You're still kind of a hot mess. You know what? I'm just going to delete those faces and rebuild it. And then I can just cap this off. I'm just going to make some quads out of that. Now I have a bunch of these still to fix. Like you. So basically we just delete these out. Those two, I think. Dissolve. That's not bad. All right. You and you. You and you. And I missed again. Dissolve that. Is good. Okay, probably. Oh, that's the one I got first. Should be the last one. I think I missed something. Let's try this again. I did miss something. I want to get you and you. All right, I think that's fine. Okay, so I want to get neon one now. Make it a little thinner. The only place, I think that's going to be fine. I don't think I have to do anything else there. Oh no, what are you? Control-I, delete. We'll just do vertices. All right, I think that, and then Alt-H. I think I'm good. All right, let's give this, let me take a look at I like those thinner ones. I think they'll look nicer. I think the other ones are a little. Let's try this. In object mode, and we'll export that again. Should just have that still in the name there. Back into the DAS. The DAS. Headpiece. I should really fit it to the female. Do I have female picked? I don't. I do now. All right, let's try this again. Surfaces. Let me just put a. Do you say glass? You are clear glass. And then these. That's my emissive. So let's see how we're looking. So for this, I got to turn on iRay again. It's pretty bright. I like that thinner look. I'm probably not going to get the tail finished today because I'm, well, you know what? It might go quicker because I've already done all the, oh no, that's temperature. Damn it. This is what I was looking for, luminosity. I have it set to 1,000,000 and it just, I think that'll be fine. And it's picking up in the glass. So if we tweak the glass a little bit, wow, we're not going to go that dark. Maybe not so much color. Maybe a tinge. I'm kind of liking that though. And then I can put a tinge of blue on this. And then we can add that to be blue. And I'll just set that to, oh, I changed the wrong color. Doy. And set you to 1,000,000. And it's picking up. I might leave it like that. It's picking up a lot of the glass is picking up a lot of the other color, which is fine. Probably okay. I'm just gonna make flat black. I think that'll do the trick. I'm gonna go ahead and save that. Right here, this thing. Click. I got 40 minutes, and I'm going to start working on the tail piece. Where am I? I'm in Diamond Drops. I'm in my test folder. Let's go over to Burlesque. And Cyber Neon, and we're setting this up on G9, so I'll come in here. Cyber Neon headpiece. We're also going to do shoes. we could probably maybe do those on stream. And they're going to be kind of, I'm going to try to do this kind of neon-y thing on platform shoes. And what I'm thinking with the shoes is I'm just going to have a simple sole, and then I'm going to have a tube that'll run up or up to around in here. It'll come back around and it'll run down the foot and back over to the side again. And then we'll run some neon tubes on the platforms, maybe one along the edge of the sole, and then maybe a couple, and maybe 3 or 4 on the heel, the same way. And it'll have the same kind of look with the outer glass and an inner core. Should give it some interest, a little bit more than just a tube. Anyhow, let's turn off the eye-ray and let's think about doing the tailpiece. Back to texture shaded. Thank you. Close that. Alrighty, I am happy with this. I'm going to call you final. Final. Okay. We're going to start off with the cylinder off the back. I'm going to do 64 seem to do the trick. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 5. Do I want to do 6? Maybe 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 5. And then we won't have anything down here. And I'm not going to have these. So they're all just going to terminate into flat points. And they'll come out and then they'll come up a little and then go out. So let's start Shift A. We'll start with a cylinder. And I'm going to get rid of half of this. I only need half of this. I need to keep half, not a quarter on this one. So let's come up here, tab in, do that, delete the side we don't want. Select all. So I'm going to line this up on the outside so I can use the local axis. So actually I'm going to scale it on the inside. And I'm going to move the center of the object. Is that going to be? I need my center right in there. I'm going to set you up here before I do that. I'm going to set the center to the, whatchamacallit, to the 3D cursor. So I'm just going to kind of line that up. Kind of like that. Is my center still? Yeah, baby. Look at that. Right at 0. I think that's good. So here I'm going to set origin to 3D cursor. Actually, and then you know what? I'm going to put this so my origin is going to sit right there. And now I'm going to line you up on the back. My origin is off. Oh, it's because that was over there. Damn it. You need to be over there. Okay, there we go. Now we're better. See, now I'm set like that. I'm going to put something in here that these will come out of. Probably going to need to be a little bit bigger than that. We'll see how this goes. Okay, let's start with this. Did I not GG? There we go. Can I set you to... Is it active element? Nope. Local. I need to put the 3D cursor right here, I think. I thought I did. I thought I was just did that. There it is. Nope. Because I want to use the 3D cursor centered right there as for scaling purposes. It's in view. I knew that. I want you there. I wish the nudge was a little finer on this. All right, let me see if I can get the 3D cursor on that point right there. There we go. That's what I need. I'm going to leave that there for now. And now we can work off of this. Gonna tuck it in. Hey, thanks for being here, Willie. We will catch you later, man. Have a good rest. Yeah, it's got to be 2 o'clock? 2:30? Or is it later than that? 2:30. That's my bedtime. That's I'm gonna extrude that. I'm on the local axis. So 2:30 here. Yep. All right, take care, buddy. We will catch you later. I think I'm just gonna G Y. Nope. G Z. Yep, that's kind of what I wanna get that out to there. I want to scale that off the 3D cursor, kind of like that. We'll move it back. So I think I'm going to start like that. Bring these back in a little bit. I'm going to pull that out. I want to do some proportional editing and pull this down. And then I think I might start plotting out the shapes in here. So let's proportional editing. I'm going to do a sharp on that, I think. I'm going the wrong way. You know what? I'm just going to eyeball it. We'll just come in here inside. I'm just going to do that, and we'll just adjust that fall off so that we're not grabbing that. Maybe make you out there. Nope, that's definitely not the shape I want. I might have wanted to use the linear. I think I'm going to pull that out further and then move it down and then bring it back in. So that I'm not hitting that while I'm doing my proportional editing. So that I can smooth that out like so. And then bring this back. And I think maybe something like that, maybe down. Scale back a little like so. I think I'm off center now. Okay, I haven't broken that yet, so that's good. So let's so I kind of want to do, is that where I want that? I'm probably going to do some adjusting in here. Put that there. That's going to be another center point. So I'm going to have one there. That's another center point. So I have one there. And maybe one in here. I went the wrong way. And then put one here. Maybe a final one. No, those are too far apart. I'm doing those all wrong. No. I'm going to go with that. Go with that 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That gets them kind of even. These ones are kind of big. 1, 2, 3, 4. I may not do that bottom one. All right, I'm going to duplicate this and move on. I kind of have an idea what I'm doing here. I'm probably going to pull those edges in. And I'm going to get rid of the stuff on the top. We're just going to have it play out on the sides. And then I can kind of pull these around as I want. What have I got? 8:35. I got lots of time. I'm still designing. All right, let's Shift D that. Drop you over here. And actually, we're going to call you tail. All right, let me get rid of the points we don't want. And I want to just get rid of whole edge. So get rid of that. And we'll probably just delete the verts. And that leaves that there. And then I'm going to get rid of that and that and that. I did want to do every other one or something like that. And that. And these two. So it leaves us with this. And I'm just going to, I just want to dissolve these edges and faces. Is that where we're at? And that leaves those. Yes, sir. I think that's good. And then I'm going to curve those all up. All right, we're at another. Oh, I've got some extras in here I got to get rid of. We don't want these. I'm going to delete those and then we're going to do our backup. Chris can't see. You know what I don't need anymore? I don't need to see that, and I don't need to see the neon suit. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. I didn't need to do that. I can just get rid of the verts in the middle. We'll do that. These are just easier to select. Yay! And then we can just grab all of those and curve them out. Nope, I did the wrong thing. Control-Shift-B is bevel points. Okay, I'm gonna have to do. You got janked up. Why did you get janked up? I guess I have to pay attention. See, that one's already. I should do these individuals. These ones. We'll just do them in baby steps. Because of the different sizes. It's probably better just to do them one at a time to optimize. Control-Shift-B. I'm going to bevel you guys out. Control-Shift-B. And what we're looking at is basically when the two bevels start getting close to each other and they're kind of similar in distance from the rest. So it looks like more of a smooth curve. See, these ones, these are just off, so they're little, but that's okay. I can live with that. I might just merge these two together. All right, and that's going to become a curve. And then we're going to, you know what, I should do this as curve and curve. And then I can do an inner and an outer easier without having to do the, what I did on the last one, which I probably should have done on the last one. And this doesn't need any weird rounding caps because they're all going to come to flat ends down here into a power pod or something. That'll connect to her back. All right, we're object mode, Shift D, archive that, move back to this. Oh, no, I got a curve. I forgot I want to curve these too. These can all be the same, so I can just get them all at once. There we go. I like that. Now we're going to convert you to a curve. And then we're going to do two versions. We'll do the really thin version. And I probably should get the copy of the crown down here. So I can kind of use that as a thickness guide. So we'll do the thin first. I'm going to line that up like so. We're going to, and then I can just kind of grab that. We'll Shift D that. I'm going to hide this one for a second. We'll come over into here. And the idea is we're going to give this a yada, yada, yada. over here and a depth of 0.0001. I'm going to make that maybe a little thicker, 0.0002. 3 maybe? 0.0003. I like 3. Is that giving me a nice... So that's about the same as the core and the headpiece. Maybe a touch thinner, that'll be fine. And we're going to call... I'm going to set that up as the 1, 2... These are going to be... These are headpiece neons, right? I did call those headpiece. Yep, and then tail neon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And then there's gonna be glass. And that way I can color each one individually. And then do I want to put the... Then maybe we'll run the little tube through the middle of each one, and that'll be 1A, 1B, maybe. How much time do we got left? 8:43. I've got way too much time. I should have left those little lines. You know what? This is why we make... Did I do a backup with... I did. Yay! I can take these and convert them into the little lines in the middle. Huzzah! Let's Shift D that. Let's bring you back over here. Let's hide these guys. And then in here, I'm just going to get rid of everything. Oh, I can still see the archive. And I just want to keep these lines in the middle. And those are going to become these inner tubes. I'm just going to flat cap those. And then I'll bevel out the outer ones. It'll be fine. Alright, so let's set that up. We're deleting verts in this. I'll delete through there. I went too far. You know what? I can just do it like this, right? Keep that. Get rid of these. Keep that. Get rid of these. Get rid of these. These. And all of this. Is good. Then I'm just going to get rid of these lines through... Oh no. You're just, you know what, I can just lose points. At this point, we're deleting verts. I should have just deleted the verts on that. Hold on. After going to all that trouble selecting those, it's probably easy to just delete the verts. That's much cleaner. So much better. And then I'm just going to take these in. So for that, I'm going to want to see part of that. So we can make sure that we kind of get these points. Tab, point. Oh no, I've got a little googly eye right there. Let's fix that. Can I fix that? Is it too late? I can probably just delete one of these or something, right? Or can I just merge? Is there a merge option? Can we just... I don't know. What do we hit merge? That does not do the trick. Can I just delete vertice? That fixes it. Yay. And there's as much reducing. Okay, back over to this one. We're just going to slide these points inside of here somewhere. So that's just a bunch of GGs. Good game. Hell yeah. Way to go. Oops. That was a delete. We didn't want that. All right, we're going to add curves. We're going to add some extra points down in here. Get some curviness going on like we have on the outside. Like so. Is good. I can actually combine. Can I combine these? I don't think I can combine these. Can I? Control J. No, because they're different. You need to become curves. You know what? Shift D. Got our backup. Back to this. I should call you tail inner lights. Inner lights. There we go. This is going to be tail lights. Outer lights. Do that. I don't need you anymore. You become redundant, I think. Nope, where did outer lights go? Oh, you were invisible. Tail outer lights. Tail outer lights. Okay, can I join? No, you're still... So we got to convert you to a curve. Then I think maybe we can Control J those. I guess not. Stimpy, you fool. How dare you? There we go. That worked. Did that pick up the thickness? I think it did. I think we're good. I think I can dupe this and then change the thickness on that. I'll probably just have to move these out a little bit or move these down a little. We're getting there. Okay, Shift D. I'm going to just Shift D that. You I don't need to see anymore. This is just going to be, so that's, I'm going to call that lights and this will be glass. Okay, now I'm going to look at this from the front. What did I do? That headpiece final. Nope, that's the one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the thickness of glass. Kind of like that. So it's about the same. They kind of run into each other down there. It'll be fine. Ask me if I care. All right. I think that's good. So I'm going to dupe these because we're making copies again. We'll drag those off into the archive. This is ready to be turned into meshes. And then when I do that, this inner one, I'm going to pull in a little bit. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to adjust that out and then I'm going to round it off. That's what we're going to do. And then we got a whole bunch of materials to assign. I should have kind of done, you know what, I'm going to do that now. So glass, we're going to tail glass, and I'm going to start with 01. We're going to break this out into the other ones, but for right now, we're just going to call it 01. And then lights is going to be neon 01. And then we'll add the other ones later, but this way I can select and hide the parts I don't want while I'm working on it. It'll be fine. Okay. Glass. We're converting to meshes now. Convert to mesh. Convert to mesh is good. All right, we're going to edit the glass. I'm going to hide the lights for a little bit because we're just going to, actually, I'm going to bring the lights. I want to see the lights because I want to see what we're doing in here. And we're going to just round these caps off up in here. So I'm just going to fill that. I'm just going to slide those back and then bring that out just a little bit. And then we're just going to put a little bit of a bevel on there. Kind of like that. And then I'm just going to inset and merge. And then we go on and do the next one. Oh, I want to do points. It's good. Slide, bring it out, bevel it up, switch the faces, select that, inset, and merge. Okay, 2 down. And it doesn't make any difference if I do the sliding first. Then we can do the fill, then we can do the bevel. I do another. Just do what you're doing. Like that. Okay. Inset and merge. Fix this one. Hold the Alt key down to slide out. Hit the F to fill. Do the bevel. Select the end, inset, and merge center. We're getting there. I think I got, oh, I got 2 left. These aren't even. That's okay. They're so small, you're not going to notice. And what do I got? What is my time? I got 5 minutes to assign materials. All right, those are all done. We're definitely going to mirror this. But first, we're going to get our materials assignments. And we'll do these control. So this is 1. That's going to be 2. So let me get these all knocked out. 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Is that what we got? 3, 4, 5, 6. I think so. And then I'm just going to copy that. I keep forgetting sometimes this isn't like the rest of the Windows world. New, Control V, 2. And I can assign that one. Control L, new, V, 3, assign. New, V4, assign. New, V5, and assign. And the last one. And that's 6. Okay. The glass is all set up. Yay. Okay, we can hide the glass and we'll do the lights now. The lights we're just assigning. Oh, I forgot to do the subparts, didn't I? I'll have to go back and get those. So it's going to be, what do we got? 857. So this is basically assigning materials to. We're going to put a mirror on there. So it's going to look kind of like that on both sides. And this is where I think I'm going to call it a day here. So they're going to look like that. I don't need anymore. And let's see how you look if I can actually, so that's the suit. You know what? That might be okay. I might, well, I don't know. I might leave it like that, actually. Let's see what it looks like if I get the person in here. Where are you? I don't know. I may redo these to be wider. I'm not sure. This might be fine. I'm wondering if there's an easy way I can make some cool morphs out of it for these, though. It probably would happen best at the curve point when there's still curves. And if I get the headpiece in here, we're kind of looking in this direction. You know what? I might, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. You know what? I think I'm going to leave that. I'm leaning towards it looks good. And then we got to do shoes. So we're thinking about shoes on Thursday. We'll see. I'm going to try to get the diamond drops outfit submitted tomorrow. And then I can concentrate more on this. This is actually coming along rather nicely, though. I think I'm in the ballpark. I got to start texturing, though. We'll probably start that on Friday. Saturday, maybe we can work on the textures, and that might be, and I might have the rest of it ready to go. And I have to think what to do after this. So, anywho, thank you all for being here. Let's find somebody to raid. It's Tuesday. I may actually, it says I have 3 viewers, so there's somebody out there. And it might be Napsmore. It might be Atherin still. Who knows? It isn't Charles because he's sleeping. And Willie went to bed. Let's see who's on, and we'll go hang out with somebody else here on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would be awesome. Oh, and once again, happy Devil's Food Cake Day. There we go. They're cakes. They're devils. They're devil's cakes. And I'm going to have this in a little bit. This little devil dog. 2 devil food cakes with a little creamy center. So let's see. So anyhow, like and subscribe on YouTube. I will be back Thursday in 2 days for more of this. Probably working on the shoes. We'll see how that goes. And let's find somebody on Twitch to go hang out with. Now I'm down to 2 people, I think. Or was that YouTube? I don't know. I can't tell. I think that was Twitch. Anyhow, who is on? That's YouTube. That's Twitch. That is, where is my thing that shows me who's on? We're going to go down to the bottom of the list, work our way back up. Maybe we'll go hang out with Ray. That's probably what we'll do. We'll just hang out with DJ Ray today, I think. We'll just make sure DJ Ray's on. And then we'll do that. DJ Ray. There he is. Let's go over and say hi to DJ Ray. So if you're here, feel free to stick around. Is Ray there? Is Ray actually there? There's Ray. All right. Anyhow, I hope you all have a good rest of a Tuesday or Wednesday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. Back at 7 p.m. on Thursday for more making stuff. Probably the platform shoes for the Cyber Neon outfit. So anyhow, let's do this. We got the raid calls. If there's anybody actually here, there's the I didn't sub raid call. There's the I did sub raid call. And I'm going to start this raid. We're going to say hi to our good friend DJ Ray. DJ Ray Partey. Sorry, my bad. Control V. There we go. Dum dum dum. Anyhow, yeah. Take care, everybody. Happy Devil's Food Cake Day. And hasta la vista, baby.